Hi, friends. I'm Scott. I'm on vacation this week, so please enjoy this repeat episode from 2025. How many of these old, weird stories do you remember from the news last year? It's a hypothetical question. You don't have to answer out loud. Glow-in-the-dark drinks inspired by the lunar eclipse. What a weird week.
Hi, everybody. It's weird.
This is like crazy being here.
Weird.
Really weird tales.
Bigfoot eats out of my trash.
Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Hi, friends. I'm Scott, and the show is called What a Weird Week. If you're new here, we don't cover serious news headlines. It's only the weird stories, the odd stories, the fun stories, the curiosities from the past week. If you want to get our show notes, learn more about the program, if you want to put a dime in the swear jar because you let an F-bomb go this week, all of that is at shownotes.page. Just remember shownotes.page. Okay, here we go. I don't know the episode number, but I do know we're in season 6, and we are first publishing on Friday, March 14th, 2025.
Number 10.
Number 10 is about the lunar eclipse that occurred today. This episode originally published Friday, March 14, 2025. Well, in the wee small hours of today, we had a lunar eclipse. We had the full March moon, which different names, different places, but a lot of headlines called it the worm moon, and then it was eclipsed this morning. And to celebrate that, Capri Sun, the soft drink company, came out with some moon juice. And the packaging glows in the dark, you guys. That's a nice touch. Glow-in-the-dark stuff is coming back. I gotta say, I love it that the company named after the sun can also claim the moon. I love it we live in a world where the sun and the moon can get along. And I'm sure somebody thought of renaming the brand Capri Moon instead of Capri Sun, and I'm sure that the branding department shut that one down pretty quick, probably freaked out. We can't do that! We can't do that! It's my impersonation. I wasn't in the meeting, but...
Number 9.
Number 9 is for us true believers. The first Loch Ness Monster sighting of 2025 has been reported. According to the Loch Ness Center in Inverness, it is the first potential sighting of the Loch Ness Monster for 2025 based on photos that were submitted by a witness. They describe it as a black mass moving beneath the water's surface. However, Black Mass sounds like a heavy metal album. I'm not comfortable. Makes it sound evil. So let's go with bumpy, some sort of bumpy thing under the water. How about that? The sighting is deemed particularly captivating, according to the article. And the article also gets into some research that indicates the Loch Ness Monster might just be a large eel. That after some DNA evidence, DNA analysis of water samples from Loch Ness. If you want to click the thing, we'll link to the photo of the mysterious thing in the water, but I can describe it, save you a click. You got a bunch of waves, and then one wave looks bigger. If you want to have a look, read the article on that, go to shownotes.page.
Number 8.
Number 8 is a world record involving an orchestra, vegetables, and beautiful music. They set a Guinness World Record for the most concerts by a vegetable orchestra. They play things like carrot recorders, cucumber phones, leek violins. They play music on vegetables. It's catchy. I love it. You can make music with anything. I got a couple of questions. The carrot recorder. So let's say you are playing your carrot recorder and then you just start to daydream, and before you know it, you've eaten your instrument. That would be a terrible day in the vegetable orchestra. I think this is wonderful and joyous. And I encourage you to click the video and watch the whole thing if you want to. We'll put everything at shownotes.page.
Number 7.
Number 7 is the dolphin that crash landed in the New Zealand fishing boat. This made headlines. A small fishing boat in New Zealand, a 900-pound bottlenose dolphin leapt into that boat and caused some minor damage, minor injuries, and also got stuck in the boat for a while, was stranded in the boat, and probably was like, what the? And the fishermen were probably like, what the? And the fishermen got the dolphin to shore, and then a bunch of people pitched in and helped to rescue the dolphin, returned it safely to the ocean. Everything's okay now. You want to see a photo of the dolphin? I mean, it's a beauty. It's a beauty dolphin in a boat, and you can click shownotes.page.
Number 6.
Number 6 is the story that was everywhere, the 4-year-old who called 911 over stolen ice cream. This made headlines all over the place. The 4-year-old boy in Wisconsin who dialed the cops to report mom for eating his ice cream. He wanted mom arrested. Mom ate his ice cream, and that was it. So the police did show up. No charges were laid. I like to think the young fella thought it over and decided to drop the charges. You know, being a parent, that ain't easy. I hope this 4-year-old understands that sometimes mommies and daddies need that ice cream. Sometimes that's mommy and daddy's medicine. Please consult your physician before prescribing yourself ice cream. Anyway, the cops came the next day with some ice cream and everybody happy. The young fella learned, hey, when there's trouble, call the police. And when you need ice cream, maybe also call the police. There's not really a moral here, I guess.
Number 5.
Number 5 is a follow-up to the Flamin' Hot Cheeto story. Now, last week we had a rerun because we were off for March break. So last we heard about the Cheetozard, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto that looks like a Charizard. Last we heard it was on auction for like $1,000. And it does look like a Charizard. I'm not a Pokemon guy there, but it does look like something, this Flamin' Hot Cheeto, to the point where I was like, maybe somebody sculpted this thing. It looks so very much like a Pokemon. Did it really come out of the bag that way? Anyway, I don't want to start any drama. We were at $1,000 or something. We take a week off. We come back, check in on the story. That Charizard Cheeto, the Cheetozard, sold for $87,000 and something. Anonymous buyer. That's your update. All right, hang on. Next, we've got a pretty interesting story. There's some math involved, but it's a fellow who accidentally had his Bitcoin thrown into the dump and now is trying to get permission to search that dump for his Bitcoin hard drive. What are the odds he'll find his millions and millions and millions of dollars? Number 4 is James, the fellow in South Wales who went to court to try to get permission to search a dump where his Bitcoin wallet, the hard drive that contained all his Bitcoin, was accidentally thrown out by his ex-partner. The courts said, no, you're not allowed to search the dump. Now he wants to buy the dump because the Bitcoin wallet is worth about $800 million US. So over on the website Study Finds, we link to this story, but they crunch the numbers. If you're the dump owner now and you're allowed to search at your leisure, or allowed to search that dump, what are the odds that you would find that 2.5-inch Bitcoin hard drive? So to crunch the numbers on this, the article estimates the garbage dump to be about 70 soccer fields. That's the surface area, 70 soccer fields. But imagine those 70 soccer fields have about 20 meters of garbage on them, like deep. It's about 60 feet deep of garbage, a small mountain of garbage. James, of course, wouldn't just search by himself, would he? He would buy the dump and then pay a team, probably. I mean, it's almost $800 million. It's worth it. The odds are a little bit better if you had a team working day and night trying to find that Bitcoin wallet. So right now, to be continued. And we're all hoping for you, James. I mean, even if you don't find the Bitcoin wallet, maybe there's some other great stuff in there. And also, wouldn't that be a great TV show? Like the Oak Island, I don't know, are you familiar with the Oak Island TV show where they're trying to find the buried treasure? Well, this would be the same thing, but more garbage, a little bit more garbage, maybe. I'd watch that show. So, James, I'd watch your show.
Number 3.
Number 3 is another story that got picked up a lot. I've seen this, a lot of different news orgs and the late night shows and stuff. A London comedy club made headlines this week. If you have had Botox, you are not allowed to go to the top secret comedy club in London because you might crack your face. Their comedians are so hilarious. They don't want that lawsuit on their hands where they make you laugh and you've had Botox and your face cracks. They don't want that trouble. Right? Part of that I made up, but there is, they do have a ban on Botox. It's perhaps a publicity stunt upon further reflection. But, if you're a comedian and you look out in the front row as a sea of faces that cannot move, cannot tell the rest of their body that they're in a good mood because they've had Botox. I don't understand Botox. I've never had it. I don't want to weigh in whether it's good or bad or neutral. But anyway, that was the headline this week. London Comedy Club bans Botoxed audience members.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the Canadian YouTuber who got the world record for eating hot peppers. We're playing catch up here on this one because last week we were in a rerun mode for March break and we missed the story of Mike Jack, the YouTuber who ate a whole lot of Carolina Reaper peppers. The Scoville scale on that is like 1.6 million something. He ate 25 Carolina Reapers in 4 minutes and 30 some seconds.
I really feel it. Peppers, they really hurt a lot. It's a misconception that they burn you. They're gonna like burn a hole in your guts or in your throat or stuff like that. They hurt a lot. It's all just a mind trick. That being said, I wouldn't go eating 25 Carolina Reaper peppers if you're not a experienced professional like myself.
We link to the video if you click shownotes.page. I'll tell you what, it's worth it just for the headband. Mike Jack is not only king of the hot peppers, king of the headbands. But as Mike said, please do not attempt. This is not one of those world records where you just jump in. Maybe you have a couple of wobbly pops or whatever, and then you just jump into it some weekend. Please do not attempt. Honorable mention. A couple of honorable mentions here that I won't get too deep into, but I'll put the link at shownotes.page. Red wine versus white wine. That is one of the meta-analysis that was written up this week. That is where they look at a whole bunch of studies and kind of crunch the numbers on all of the studies. Which is better for you? Or, which is less worse for you? Maybe is another way to put I don't know. Red wine versus white wine and health. If you want to check that one out, we'll put the link at shownotes.page. And kind of the same thing with butter versus margarine. Some new data came out. A Harvard study, a 33-year Harvard study, butter versus margarine. I don't want to get into it. I don't drink, so the wine one, I'm out. And the other one, butter versus margarine, you may feel strongly about that. So you can read the thing and decide for yourself how you want to approach the delicious margarine and the delicious butter. All things in moderation, maybe. I can say that safely, can't I?
Number 1.
All right, number 1, the top story of the week is the woolly mammoth revisit. There's a company that wants to bring back the woolly mammoth through cloning and have it become de-extinct. I think that's the term, not extinct anymore. And so they have started with woolly mice. Woolly mice is the first step towards woolly mammoth. You start with the mouse, and then eventually you end up with something mammoth size. You got to start small. I think somebody said that sometime. And in this case, checks out. They're starting with a teeny tiny cute mouse, which is woolly. They've succeeded in making a mouse woolly. And so next step, maybe something mid-size. I don't know. And then I'm not a scientist, but then maybe they jump to the big giant woolly mammoth. Anyway, we're at step 1, you guys. Cute woolly mice. Which somebody in the comments on the story was like, you should sell these things. They'll sell these are cute. They'll sell like hotcakes. And then somebody else in the comments was, what are hotcakes? So it really, as comments do, that comment section started to devolve. I guess we'll stop there. You can check out shownotes.page for everything we talked about in more detail. And thank you for listening to What a Weird Week. You can find out more about the show, and there are a number of links if you want to get in touch or anything like that. Everything at shownotes.page. More ways to listen to the program as well. Shownotes.page. So next week, we'll catch you again with 10 more weird things from the news on What a Weird Week.